Adam's POV. I slept next to Emma on the airplane, and it was the best sleep I've had in years. There's something about her that makes me feel at home. I carried her to the bed, bridal style, being careful not to wake her up. I'll never stop saying it. She looks like an angel when she's asleep. I lied to her when I said I was tired, and that's why I slept next to her. The truth is, I just wanted to feel her closer to me. I needed the contact with her skin, needed her scent. I'm becoming addicted to this woman, and she doesn't even know it. We arrived in sunny Rio de Janeiro, the day bright and beautiful. A 217 yellow convertible Porsche 911 was waiting for us at the steps of the airplane. A crew member arranged our luggage in the car while we took our seats, and we were off. I took off my jacket and tie, tossing them into the back of the car. "I've never seen you driving," Emma said with a smile. I just looked at her and smiled back. This week away from home, I want to forget about everything and just enjoy the sight of that beautiful smile. "Adam, it's so beautiful here," she added, her smile widening with each passing second. It made me feel complete, and I laughed. The roof of the car was down, and as I drove, I watched her open her arms, standing up slightly, bending her head back, and closing her eyes to take in the exquisite warmth of the weather. Emma is so full of life, it's amazing to witness. Her red hair flew free in the wind, the sun's rays making it shine, contrasting with her pale skin. She looked like a goddess, and I couldn't stop gazing at her while I drove. At this point, it was impossible to hide the smile that was plastered on my face. Emma makes me happy in ways I never thought were possible again. I wish I had met her under different circumstances. I opened the door to the hotel suite, and Emma immediately broke the silence. "Just one room?" "Yes." "One bed?" "I think so." "Like hell, I'm sleeping in the same bed as you." "I am a gentleman, Emma, but if my presence disturbs you so much, I'll get myself another room." "Here, take this key. I'm going downstairs to get a room for myself." And with that, I walked away. Emma's POV. I felt bad after all. I saw the hurt in the way Adam spoke to me, but I couldn't let my guard down. I couldn't have him too close to me every night for a whole week. My luggage was already inside the room, which, by the way, was the most amazing room I had ever been in. I explored the suite, walking around. The decoration was beautiful and elegant. The big balcony had an incredible view of the beach, and the sun was warm and inviting. So I sat there for about 10 minutes, just soaking in the beauty of the city. The phone ringing inside made me get up and step back inside. "Hello." "Hi, it's me." "Oh, hi, Adam. Everything okay?" "Yes, I just called to let you know that my room is next door to yours to the left. You can knock on my door if you need anything, or call my room number 1378. I think we should take a nap now. I'll pick you up at 7 to go downstairs for dinner." "Okay, thank you." "Goodbye, Emma." "Bye." I placed my suitcase on the bed to unpack. I wanted to hang up my clothes. Wrinkled clothes wouldn't do any good. But as soon as I opened my suitcase, I noticed that these weren't my clothes. "This can't be. I got the wrong luggage. How is that even possible?" "We flew in a private plane. Something told me Adam had something to do with this." The nerve of him. I stormed out of my room and banged on Adam's door. He opened it with a surprised look on his face. Why did I come here? Wouldn't it have been easier to just call him? I regretted it the second Adam opened the door, standing there shirtless. "Earth, please swallow me whole right now." Adam had a perfect body toned with muscles in his arms and a very sexy six-pack. I froze, and he knew it. A smirk immediately formed on his face. "Emma, want to come inside?" "No, I don't." It was all I could manage to say. "I don't bite, I promise." "I'm not in the mood for your games, Adam." "Then tell me what brings you here." "What did you do to my stuff?" "What stuff?" "My clothes." "Nothing, they're in your room." No, these aren't my clothes. As a matter of fact, yes, they are. I just had someone switch them over. Why did you do this? Do you hate me so much that you go out of your way to ruin my day like this? He gave a small smile, and I could see the sweetness in his eyes. He placed a strand of hair behind my ear and said, looking into my eyes, Emma, I don't hate you, and I don't want your day ruined. I just want to see you smile, like you did today in the car on our way to the hotel. You're so confusing, Adam. I know. Then he wrapped one arm around my waist. I felt the heat of his strong, bare chest, and I wanted to touch and explore his muscles, but I was too nervous to move an inch. My insides trembled when he gave me a small kiss on the lips. Go and have some rest. See you at 7. At 7 o'clock sharp, I knocked on Emma's door. She opened it after a few seconds, and it took me a while to say something, because all I wanted to do in that very moment was take in how gorgeous she looked. She was wearing a mustard satin off-the-shoulder summer dress. It had buttons running from top to bottom and a thin black belt cinching her waist. Her hair was pulled up with 2 strands intentionally left loose on either side of her face. She looked older, but in a very good way. Shall we? I finally spoke. Let's go. Involuntarily, my hand reached for hers, and our fingers intertwined. It felt so good. We arrived at the hotel's restaurant, and the hostess led us to a table on a deck very close to the sea. The view was spectacular. I ordered a bottle of wine for both of us while we decided on the main course. When we walked to our table a few minutes ago, I noticed a guy at a nearby table staring at Emma. I knew that look all too well, and my blood started to boil. Now the asshole still wouldn't stop looking at her. Isn't it obvious that she's with someone already? I did my best to hide how upset I was. I didn't want Emma to notice. First, that there was a guy in the room interested in her, and second, how much it bothered me. The server came with our bottle of wine, and I didn't even say thank you after he poured some into our glasses and said, "Enjoy," before walking away. Is there something wrong? Of course, she noticed my change in mood. I mentally rolled my eyes. Why would there be something wrong? Adam, would it be too much to ask you not to answer my question with another question? I meant there is nothing wrong. Okay, whatever. She gave me an annoyed eye roll and looked out toward the sea. The server approached again, holding a single napkin. He handed it to Emma, and I could see there was a phone number written on it, along with the name Max. I wondered if the smoke coming out of my ears was visible now. What is it? I asked Emma, barely holding on to the little self-control I had left. I don't know. It looks like a number, and then somebody's name at the bottom. She was so innocent, she didn't catch on right away. I looked at the guy who still had a stupid smirk on his face while he calmly drank his whiskey. The thought of Emma talking, smiling, or worse, kissing him with those addicting lips that could only belong to me drove me to the point of insanity. I snatched the napkin from Emma's hand and stormed over toward the guy. This had to end, and it had to end now. I think I heard Emma's voice calling my name and questioning what was going on, but I only had one thing on my mind. You're Max, right? Yes. Good. So this napkin appeared on my table while I was having dinner with my wife. I slapped the napkin down onto the table. I just felt like I had to come and give you a little advice. If you're a guest of this hotel, I'd recommend you stay away from my wife, because next time you try something or even get near her, I'll break every single bone in that face of yours. Am I clear? Chill, bro. I didn't know she was married. I'm sorry. Yet you saw her with me the whole time. Just keep your distance, for your own good. I returned to my table and adjusted my suit before sitting down. Emma's stare was questioning and confused. What was that? I just had to take care of something. Adam, can you please tell me what's going on? Don't treat me like I'm a 5-year-old. I just went and returned the napkin to its owner. You're married. She let out a sigh and said sarcastically, like we are married for real and you're in love with me. Emma, just because I'm not in love with you doesn't mean I'm okay with some other man flirting with you under my nose. Do you think I want to look like a fool, even if this marriage isn't real? Oh, but I have to be fine with you beeping your assistant on your office desk every day while you work. She emphasized the word work with her fingers. I'm the fool for getting myself trapped in this marriage. No, that's not, she interrupted. Save it, Adam. Emma raised her palm, signaling me to stop. I don't care to listen to anything else you have to say. Emma was furious. If looks could kill, I'd be a dead man. The rest of the dinner passed in awkward silence. I wanted to say something, but at that point, I knew it would only make things worse. I'm going back to my room. She finally broke the silence. I stood up to take her, but she lifted her hand, signaling for me to stop. No need. I can go on my own. I watched her walk away, wondering what on earth was going on with her now. Emma's POV 2 minutes ago. Emma, just because I'm not in love with you doesn't mean I'm okay with some other man flirting with you under my nose. Do you think I want to look like a fool, even if this marriage isn't real? A cold sensation struck my chest the moment Adam said this. Was this hurt? It couldn't be. I mean, I was very aware that this was a loveless marriage, yet it hurt so much to hear him say he didn't love me. I was so mad at this man and his stupid ego. I had to get away from him. Seeing him hurt, hearing his voice, hurt, his very presence hurt. So I decided to spend what was left of the night alone in my room. As soon as dinner ended, I left. He stood behind looking dumbfounded by my reaction. I entered my room and collapsed against the door, tears streaming down my face. I was unconsolably crying, and I didn't even know why. I stood in front of the bar in the suite, which had all kinds of alcoholic beverages. I grabbed the bottle of wine, took off my shoes, and walked to the balcony. I sat on the floor and started drinking wine straight from the bottle. They always say you always have choices. Not in my case. Looking back on my life, I never had choices. My mom leaving me my dad's accident, having to escape from my own house because my brother might one day kill me, and last, but not least, marrying a stranger who felt nothing but hate toward me. How miserable I felt right now. All these circumstances brought me to Adam, a cold-hearted man I just realized I was starting to have feelings for, and I knew it would destroy me. I was such a fool for letting him get to me. I should have known better. This is all my fault. I can't say I wish I could go back in time and deny his offer to marry him, because thanks to that, my dad was receiving the medical treatment he needed. I paid a very high price. First, it was only my marital status, but now my heart was in it. I gave my heart in an attempt to help my dad, and I felt like I sold my soul to the devil. Never in a million years would I remove my dad from his treatment. That was not an option. I'll just continue with this even if I lose my heart in the process. Images of Adam kissing his assistant flashed in my mind, and it hurt. The thought that I knew this would happen my entire life hurt even more. Life was never fair to me. No good things came my way. I'm wicked. Happiness will never be meant for me. My makeup was ruined by my tears, and the wine was now gone. I walked inside and wiped the dripping makeup off my face. Suddenly, the hotel room felt small and suffocating. I needed to get out of here. I needed some fresh air. I walked to the beach. It was pitch black, but the sound of the waves and the tickling sensation of the sand beneath my bare feet felt so soothing. I couldn't walk straight. The wine's effects were starting to show, but I just decided to take a walk anyway. The warm wind from the beach caressed my face, and I closed my eyes. A hand wrapped around my arm, pulling me out of my trance. I turned to face the person holding me, and there he was, the last person I wanted to see tonight.
What are you doing here? Don't you know how to respect when people want to be alone?
Oh, maybe I have no right to be alone.
Is that so? Are you going to take that right away from me too?
Emma, you're drunk and talking nonsense. Let's go inside. I'm not going anywhere with you. What have I done now? Please tell me. You don't know shit, do you? Emma, please listen. He framed my face with his hands and continued. We can talk if you want, but please let's go inside. I'm going because I want to, not because you're telling me to. Fine. I walked past him. I didn't know how sassy alcohol could make me. We walked to the elevator, and it was just the two of us. He deserves my sass for making me marry him, for kissing me, for being so effortlessly hot.
Did you just say I'm hot?
Holy crap, I did say that out loud. I would never drink alcohol again. I covered my mouth with both hands. Adam's signature smirk only made things worse, like the guy needed to feed his ego. I was so stupid. The elevator door opened, and I immediately walked out, Adam following me. I walked into my room, and Adam closed the door behind him. Emma's POV, answer my question. Did I hear right?
You're an asshole.
A hot asshole, then. Yes. Yes, you being hot makes this fake marriage hard, and I hate you for that. When you kiss me, I feel like I could lose myself, and that's not good. For the love of God, what am I saying? I'm going to regret this tomorrow. Why do you say it's not good? Because I'm disposable to you. I will never see you that way. Adam, yes, kiss me. I can't kiss you now, Emma. Why you said you won't kiss me unless I ask for it, and I'm asking right now. There's nothing I'd rather do than kiss you, but I won't in your state. I won't take advantage of you when you're drunk. If I do, you'll hate me more tomorrow. Me. Coward, I yelled. I didn't even recognize myself now, but Adam's look was as calm as ever, unbothered. Call me whatever you want. You're going to bed now. With me, you were the one who wanted me out of this room in the first place. That was sober Emma, but drunk Emma is different. He laughed. Well, I have to admit, I like drunk Emma better than sober Emma. However, sober Emma might kill me tomorrow if I do, as drunk Emma says, and I won't take that chance. Here, let me help you. With that, he walked closer to me, my drunk eyes fixed on him while he undid my hair. He was so focused that he didn't notice me. My hair fell over my shoulders. There you look gorgeous with your hair loose. I don't know what got into me, but in a split second, I wrapped my hands around his neck and kissed him. Adam was in shock, but soon gave in. We kissed passionately, and I didn't care that he wouldn't love me. I was too drunk to overthink it, so I just followed my instinct. The kiss was passionate and demanding, full of thirst. We were both desperate. Adam pushed us against the wall, never breaking the kiss. Our breathing became agitated. I felt one of his hands caress my cheek, while the other slid down my leg, then up my thigh, continuing until it reached my butt. He held my ass tightly, and a moan escaped my mouth. I wrapped my leg around him. He then turned me to face the wall, moved my hair to the side, and kissed the other side of my neck. Adam then proceeded to undo my zipper, and my silk dress fell right at my feet. He turned me back to face him, his hands framing my face as he looked me in the eyes. His gaze replaced lust with something else I couldn't quite perceive. I can't do this. You're drunk, and I'm not taking advantage. You deserve more than that, my sweet Emma. But you don't want to. A small kiss on my lips interrupted me. This is very hard for me to do, but if we ever make love, I want you to be in your full senses. Now it's best that you sleep. He grabbed my hand and walked me to the bed, pulling the covers back for me to slide in. He tucked me in, leaving a kiss on my forehead before walking away. Emma's POV. I woke up with the biggest headache. The sun rays streaming through the window made my eyes sore, so I rubbed them trying to adjust to the morning light. The door to my room opened, and Adam walked in wearing beach shorts and a polo. I'd never seen him dressed so relaxed, but it suited him just as well as his sharp, everyday suits. He smiled. "Good morning. I'm impressed you're awake so early. I have a huge headache. I'm not surprised you were drinking like the world was ending. Here, take these, they'll help." He handed me 2 pills and a glass of water. I took them immediately. I don't remember much. All I know is I was drinking wine alone in my room. How did you know? Well, I found you at the beach. At the beach? Yes. I was out of my mind. Definitely out of your mind, he said with a sigh. What do you mean? Nothing. Just get a shower. I'll order breakfast in the meantime. Okay. Emma? Adam's voice stopped me as I got up from the bed. Yes, cover yourself, please. I looked down and realized I was only in my underwear. My cheeks flushed. Adam had been standing there the whole time while I sat in just a bra. Thankfully, the bedding covered me from the waist down. I wrapped the sheet around myself and ran to the bathroom, hiding my embarrassment. His laughter filled the room. Apparently, my flustered state was hilarious to him. The suite's bathroom had both a bathtub and a shower. Considering how badly my head throbbed, I chose the bath. Thankfully, it was fully stocked with bath salts and essential oils. I poured in some lavender salt, a few drops of jasmine oil, and a bit of soap for bubbles. I sank into the hot water. It felt divine. The scent of jasmine and lavender was heavenly. I leaned my head back and closed my eyes. I must have dozed off because the sound of the door opening startled me. Thankfully, the bubbles covered enough of me to keep my dignity intact. Adam, what the hell? Do you ever knock? I came to tell you breakfast is here. I called you a bunch of times. You didn't answer, and I got worried. You drank a lot last night. Good. Thank you. I'll be out in a minute. He didn't move, just stood there, eyes fixed on me. What now? Planning to dress me too? I asked sarcastically. Do you want me to? Although I must confess, I'd rather undress you. Much more fun, don't you think? You're gross! Go away! He chuckled and finally left. I sighed and finished up rinsing off in the shower before putting on a robe. When I stepped back into the room, I found a table set on the balcony. The spread looked delicious, an array of exotic tropical fruits. Some I didn't even recognize. A basket of breads, scrambled eggs, waffles, 2 coffees, and 2 tall glasses of vibrant orange juice. My stomach growled. Adam waved me over with a smile. I joined him. He pulled my chair out for me, ever the gentleman. We began eating with the turquoise ocean in view. The sunlight made the fruit look even more vibrant and appetizing. So what are your plans for today? Adam asked. My plans? I thought I had no say in this marriage. Don't be childish, Emma. We're here. We might as well enjoy it. Can we save the arguing for later? Okay, fair point. My client invited us to dinner at his home tonight, so we have the morning to ourselves. Anywhere you'd like to go? Yes, the beach. I'd love to go to the beach. All right, the beach it is. After breakfast, once you change into your swimsuit, we'll go. Sounds like a plan, I said, smiling. The beach brought back some of the rare good memories from my childhood, before Mom left, when we were still a happy family. Adam returned the smile. His perfect teeth always caught my attention.
Adam's POV.
Ready? I asked as Emma walked out of the room. She wore high-waisted jean shorts and a cream crochet beach cardigan. Her red hair was tied in a ponytail, not my favorite. I preferred it loose. I had already rented a gazebo. Cold drinks and snacks awaited us. Are you going in the water? She asked. Maybe later. Okay, Mr. Too Important. She teased, making me laugh. Emma's sarcasm was something I genuinely enjoyed. Adam, turn around. What? Turn so I can take my clothes off. Isn't your bathing suit under? Yes, but I won't strip in front of you. What about everyone else at this beach, Adam? That glare gave me no choice. I rolled my eyes and turned. Damn woman. I snuck a glance as she walked to the water. She had a stunning body. What was I thinking when I married her, thinking I wouldn't want her fool? I watched her play and swim. There was no better view in all of Rio than this charming, wild-hearted woman.
The hardest thing I've done since meeting Emma was walking away last night. I wanted her. She wanted me, but only because of the alcohol. I wasn't going to take advantage. She's too good, too pure. She's been nothing but kind to my daughter. A daughter whose father only brought pain into her life.
Come on, don't be so boring. The water's amazing. Emma's voice pulled me from my thoughts. She grabbed my hand, pulling me toward the water before I could say no. I took off my polo and followed her.
In the water, I got closer. Her eyes widened with nerves. My hand reached for her hair, our eyes locked. I gently removed the ponytail.
I told you last night you look better like this. I don't remember that she said clearly nervous. Then be warned. Every time I see your hair tied up, I'm going to come this close and let it down. Suddenly, she splashed water in my face. I wiped my eyes, laughing as she giggled uncontrollably. I dove underwater, grabbed her by the waist, lifted her, and threw her back in. She laughed even harder. But then she didn't come back up.
I scanned the water. Panic hit me like a wave. I called her name. My heart thudded louder with each second that passed. Just as I was about to dive, I heard her laughter behind me. She was teasing me, relief mixed with frustration. You know that's not going unnoticed. What do you mean? Her tone turned cautious. I'm going to punish you. What are you, T? I didn't let her finish. I wrapped my arms around her waist and turned her so her back faced me. My fingertips trailed slowly up her arms. Her body trembled at my touch. I moved her hair aside, leaned in, and inhaled the soft floral scent of her neck. My lips barely grazed her skin. Then I whispered into her ear. Don't ever scare me like that again. Adam, please, you said you wouldn't kiss me. I won't. Not unless you want me to. My voice came out rough husky, and I saw how it affected her. Her chest rose and fell rapidly, her wet body responding to my closeness. She drove me insane without even trying. Tell me you don't want me to kiss you and I'll let go. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. I'm waiting, my sweet Emma. Go to hell, she whispered, barely audible. If you don't answer, I'll take that as a yes. Say it. Adam, please, kiss me. Adam's POV. Kiss me. No. What Emma questioned my answer in a whisper. That's your punishment, my sweet Emma. She pushed me away and yelled, asshole. Emma stormed off toward the gazebo, leaving me behind in the water with a wide smile on my face. I think she likes me as much as I like her. I have an effect on her, and I can't get enough of it. I followed her to the gazebo, where she was drying off with a towel. I couldn't stop staring, unable to hide the smile tugging at my lips. Where are you going? Where do you think I'm going? Back to my room. Emma, wait. I grabbed her arm gently, turning her to face me. What am I forced to stay here with you too? She snapped. Of course not, but we should eat lunch. I'd rather die than tolerate your arrogance for one more minute. Let me go. She yanked her arm from my grasp and continued walking away. Don't be childish. Call me whatever you want. I couldn't care less. I hate you. You want to kiss me and also hate me. That doesn't make sense. Who do you think I am? A toy. Maybe your whore. Yeah, that's it. A whore is what I am to you. I got paid to be here, like you've reminded me, over and over. That's why you step all over my dignity every chance you get. First with your insults, and now, this. Did you know you look more beautiful when you're mad? I'm a whore, Adam. Whores are never beautiful. You're not a whore. Come on, I'll walk you to your room. We walked back into the hotel in silence. Emma was clearly furious, so I figured I'd give her some space to cool off. Meanwhile, the smile on my face wouldn't go away. Knowing how Emma felt about me, it made me insanely happy. When we reached her door, she was about to walk in when I placed my hand against the doorway, stopping it from closing. With the other hand, I gently turned her to face me. My arms boxed her in as I planted them on either side of her head, pressing against the door. What do you want now? She asked. You have the wrong idea about me. You've proven otherwise. I'm crazy about you. Lies. Look into my eyes and tell me you don't believe me. Emma's POV. Look into my eyes and tell me you don't believe me. My gaze met his, scanning every inch of his soul, and it felt like he was letting me in. Something in his eyes pulled me in deeper, and suddenly, his stare turned intense, like he was searching me for something. His face got dangerously close. My brain screamed at me to run, but my body refused to move. Adam's eyes dropped to my lips, and the tension between us turned almost unbearable. It felt like both our minds were battling against what our bodies wanted. You're going to be the end of me, he whispered, locking eyes with me again. A shiver ran down my spine. I want to kiss you, Emma. What's stopping you? I whispered. Nothing that your eyes can't undo. And then he kissed me. My feet felt like they lifted off the floor, and everything around me started to spin. His hands framed my face, gently sliding back to caress my neck, then returning to my cheeks. When the kiss ended, our foreheads rested against each other, our eyes opening at the same time. Get the salt off your body, he whispered. I'll pick you up at 5 to meet my client. At 5 o'clock sharp, a knock startled me as I applied the final touches of makeup. I never knew how to dress for occasions like this. My life had always been about work, not cocktail parties and fancy dinners. I was nervous. I wore a wide-leg strapless jumpsuit. The pants had thick black and thin white stripes. The top was solid white. I let my red hair down in beachy waves, just the way Adam likes it. Not that I'd admit that's why I did it. I opened the door. You look absolutely stunning, he said. You look handsome yourself, I replied. Adam wore a black blazer and trousers with a white button-down shirt, no tie this time. His hair was slicked back as always. He held my hand as we walked through the hotel. Outside, a yellow convertible Porsche waited. The valet opened the door for me, but Adam stopped him. I'll take care of her, thank you. After a 2-minute drive, we arrived at Adam's client's mansion. It was spacious and luxurious, but still not quite like Adam's. Adam helped me out of the car and held my hand as we walked to the door. A man in his mid-40s, wearing a gray suit, answered. My great friend, so good to see you, he said, embracing Adam. Very nice to see you too. It's been a while. Let me introduce my wife, Emma McRoberts. The man took my hand and kissed the back of it. "A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. McRoberts. Welcome to Brazil and to my home. I'm Raphael Doval." "Very nice to meet you, Raphael. Please call me Emma." "In that case, you must call me Raphael. Please come in." We stepped inside his stunning home. After sitting in the living room, a maid brought a tray of snacks. Raphael asked what I'd like to drink. "Water's fine," I replied, still remembering this morning's hangover. A very elegant woman, also in her mid-force, walked in with a brilliant white smile. "Emma, please meet my wife, Gabriella Doval. Gabby, this is Emma McRoberts." We all stood. Gabriella hugged me tightly, surprising me with how warm and welcoming she was. "Oh dear, what a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to my home." I smiled, touched by her kindness. She greeted Adam and we chatted casually for a while before Gabriella announced dinner was ready. We moved to the dining room and began eating in a pleasant silence until Gabriella broke it. "Emma, sweetheart, tomorrow we're attending a charity ball. We're raising money for an orphanage in the city. I helped organize it with some friends. I'd love for you and Adam to join us. I know you're on vacation, almost a honeymoon really, but..." I choked on my water the moment she said honeymoon. The thought of what a honeymoon usually involved with Adam sent a rush of nerves through me. I coughed like crazy. "Oh dear, are you okay?" Gabriella asked, concerned. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you," I replied, composing myself. I glanced at Adam and saw a smirk playing on his lips. "Asshole. Would you like to leave the guys alone?" Gabriella offered. "They'll start talking business soon, and trust me, it's boring." "Sure. And I'd love to hear more about the fundraiser. I want to help however I can." We made ourselves comfortable in the kitchen's long island. Gabriella explained how much the orphanage meant to her and the effort behind organizing the ball. I was deeply moved. Having been abandoned by my mom at a young age, I knew too well what that kind of pain felt like. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to not even have a roof over your head. I tried to stay focused, but every so often I felt Adam's eyes on me from across the room. Each time, my heart skipped a beat. Back at the hotel, Adam walked me to my room. At the door, he kissed my cheek and turned to leave. "Adam," I called softly. He stopped and turned around. I walked over to him, wrapped my arms around his neck, and kissed him passionately. Emma's POV. The morning ocean breeze caressed my face and sent my red hair flying freely as I stared at the mesmerizing blue water. A wave of melancholy washed over me as a memory surfaced me and my brother as kids playing on the beach. My dad came running, scooped me up, and tossed me into the sand, tickling me until I couldn't breathe from laughing. Jason jumped on him, trying to save me with little punches. Then Mom came over with a tray of snacks. I can't remember exactly what she said, but I'm sure she told Dad to be careful. A tear slid down my cheek, and I wiped it away immediately. A hand on my shoulder startled me. I turned to see Adam standing behind me, his smile soft and warm. And for a moment, I wondered if I would ever stop being affected by this man's presence. "I knew I'd find you here," he said. "You were looking for me." "Yes. What did I do now?" "Nothing. I don't know. I wanted to see you. What are you doing out here anyway?" "The ocean brings me good memories. It helps clear my mind." "Can I join you?" I nodded. Adam took my hand in his, and we walked a few steps closer to the water. We sat down in a spot we liked, both of us gazing out at the ocean, lost in thought, fighting our own demons in silence. Then I broke it. "Adam." He murmured, his eyes still fixed on the waves and their natural rhythm. I hesitated, but asked anyway. "Tell me about your wife." His eyes snapped to mine, intense like lasers. I instantly regretted the question. He looked angry,
But then his expression shifted to hurt, then tenderness. "What do you want to know?" he asked softly. I was surprised he didn't shut the question down. "What happened? What was your relationship like?" He took a deep breath, and his gaze returned to the sea. "We had the perfect marriage. We loved each other deeply. Amy was beautiful, elegant, smart, with a huge heart and a sharp sense of humor. When Demi came into our lives, we felt complete. We had so many dreams for her and for the future kids we wanted. We wanted a big family. We were young, happy, and in love. What could possibly go wrong?" He paused. "One night, she was coming back from dinner with her best friend. A drunk driver hit her car. She died instantly. By the time the paramedics arrived, it was already too late." His voice cracked slightly. My chest tightened. I didn't just lose the love of my life, I had to figure out how to raise my 2-year-old daughter alone. It was the darkest time of my life. If it wasn't for Demi, I don't know where I'd be right now. He glanced at me, then looked back at the water. I buried myself in work. I tried to be the best dad I could, but somewhere along the way, I lost myself. I started flirting with any woman I found interesting, took most of them to bed. I didn't even care why. I just did it. Selfishly. I swallowed hard. "What happened to the person in the other car?" His jaw-clenched eyes darkening with anger. He opened his mouth to speak, but changed his mind. Then he turned to me, his gaze softening again. He reached up to touch my face, and a faint smile appeared. "Everyone died that night, my sweet Emma." A loud clap of thunder made us look up. The once blue sky had turned gray. Wind picked up around us, and Adam said, "Let's go back inside." "No, let's stay." "Emma, it's about to rain. We're going to get soaked." So I grinned. "Have you ever danced in the rain, Mr. Wonderful? I highly doubt it." I stood and walked backward toward the waves, arms spread wide as I twirled under the sky wind whipping around me. Adam watched me with amusement, his perfect smile lighting up his face. The rain finally began to fall, thick, warm droplets soaking my skin. I stopped twirling and turned to see what he would do. Adam stood and walked toward me slowly, completely unbothered by the downpour. His eyes locked onto mine, and suddenly I didn't feel the rain anymore. His hand slipped around my waist. I cupped his face in both hands, my thumbs grazing his cheeks. Butterflies fluttered in my stomach. We kissed under the rain. It was one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments, the kind you never forget. I didn't want it to end. The kiss, the warmth, the tropical rain. Adam pulled me close, lifting me off the ground. I wrapped my legs around his waist, and suddenly, it was like a new kiss altogether. If there's a word to describe it, it's magic. We walked hand in hand into the hotel, drenched and shivering. The cold AC hit our wet skin, making us laugh harder. People stared like we were wild animals escaped from the zoo. At the elevator, we laughed so hard my stomach ached. Adam was a completely different man, carefree, playful, joyful. In the hallway, he gave me a side hug. Feeling cold, I nodded. "You're going to get sick. Come on." He grabbed my hand and led me to his room. "What are you doing?" "Taking you to warm up. Unless you want to catch pneumonia." I looked at him suspicious. He smirked. "Not what you're thinking, my sweet Emma. Don't be so dirty-minded. Come in." My cheeks burned. I was freezing, but suddenly very aware of how warm my face was. His room was nearly identical to mine. Guilt flickered through me. He paid for both, and I was barely using mine. "Emma," he called from the bathroom.
I followed his voice. What is this? A warm bath, he said.
I'm not getting in there with you, he laughed. Relax, we can keep our clothes on, unless you have a better idea. Don't be ridiculous, I huffed.
He took off his wet shirt and stepped into the tub. Steam rose from the water, and my cold body longed for the heat.
You can just wear your bathing suit, he said. Come on.
I sighed, peeled off my wet beach dress, thankful for my suit underneath, and made him turn around while I stepped into the tub. It was spacious, like a jacuzzi. Plenty of room for personal space, though I knew Adam would close that distance soon enough.
Can I come closer? He asked.
I glared at him, then nodded. Who am I kidding? I wanted him close. Adam slid over, lifting my chin gently with one finger, so I had to look at him. Don't be nervous, Emma. Things will only go as far as you want them to. And I'm not just talking about this moment in this bathtub. I mean our marriage.
Our marriage is fake, Adam. It can be whatever we want it to be. Exactly, I replied, annoyed. What do you mean? I mean, I don't want this marriage to become anything more than what it already is. You sure about that, my sweet Emma? Didn't seem that way on the beach. You think you're the only one playing a game here? The same way you play with me, I play with you. I'm not playing with you.
Don't treat me like a child.
Then don't act like one. I'm not your assistant, Adam. I'm not falling for your sweet talk. He laughed. My assistant. You're still stuck on that. I don't care what you do. I just brought it up to make a point. Bullshit. You're a terrible liar, my sweet Emma. He smiled. You think you know everything. You're jealous. You're delusional. If it makes you feel better. I haven't seen Priscilla since that morning at the hospital. I fired her. Called HR the moment she left your room. I haven't seen or slept with anyone else since. I give you my word. My heart stuttered. I fought the urge to throw myself at him and kiss him senseless. A smile almost broke free. I barely stopped it. Now tell me, Emma, what's really stopping you from giving in? I know you want this as much as I do.
I hesitated, then decided to be honest.
You're a virgin, he finished for me.
Yes, I whispered, looking down embarrassed. Adam gently lifted my chin. You have nothing to be ashamed of. That just makes you even more perfect than you already are.
He smiled. I won't lie. I've thought about having you in my bed more times than I can count. You have no idea how many cold showers I've taken lately.
We both laughed. And I'll keep taking them happily until the day you tell me you're ready. Emma's POV. That afternoon, we headed to the gala Gabriella had invited us to. I wore the only formal dress in my suitcase. It was breathtaking to say the least. Silver and white sequins, gemstones, and tiny pearls adorned every inch of the fabric. It hugged my figure flawlessly. Though slightly heavy, it was still comfortable to wear. A tasteful slit in the back showed just enough leg to be elegant. I let my hair fall loosely straightened this time and attempted a smoky eye look that didn't turn out half as bad as I expected, considering I wasn't great at makeup. You look stunning, Adam said as I opened the door. He looked like a model pulled straight from a magazine dressed in a three-piece suit. His signature sleek hair brushed back perfectly.
You don't look too bad yourself,
I replied, trying to chip away at his arrogance, even though I was secretly dumbfounded by how ridiculously handsome he was. My attempt failed. He laughed out loud, clearly amused and fully aware of what I really meant.
Perhaps you want me undressed. That's why you're not thrilled with what I'm wearing now.
My cheeks flushed at the thought of him undressed. I quickly shook it off.
You're so full of yourself, I muttered, rolling my eyes to hide my burning face. We better get going, I added, shutting my door behind me.
A limo and its driver were already waiting outside the hotel. We got in and headed to the gala. Upon arriving, we greeted so many people I lost count. It felt like everyone knew Adam. Even in a foreign country, he was powerful and respected. Finally, at our table, my feet found sweet relief. The table was round large, and topped with a lavish floral centerpiece elegance at its finest. Adam leaned over, his voice low in my ear. "Did I tell you already how stunning you look tonight? I'm lucky you're mine." A small smile crept across my lips, and I felt my cheeks heat up again. "Adam, is that you?" A feminine voice rang out to our right. I turned to see a striking woman walking toward him, arms open. She looked like a model, her hair the darkest shade of black I'd ever seen, long and straight, almost reaching her waist. Her body was perfection, accentuated by a silk dress that left little to the imagination. Rhinestones crisscrossed her bare back, and the fabric shimmered with a pale blue and white floral pattern. Adam stood and greeted her with a tight hug that lasted a bit too long for my taste. I felt a strange, uncomfortable tickle in my gut. He finally broke the hug and looked toward me, taking my hand and making me stand. "Vivian, meet my wife, Emma." "Emma, this is Vivian, a longtime friend of mine." I extended a polite hand. "Nice to meet you. I'm Emma McRoberts." Adam's eyebrows pinched slightly at the use of his last name. I'd tried to avoid being called by it since the marriage. Vivian rolled her eyes. "I didn't think you'd bring her." Adam opened his mouth to reply, but a voice from the stage interrupted before he could speak. The host explained that an auction would be taking place featuring fine art and jewelry to raise funds. After the items were showcased, they described where the money would go. My heart ached as they shared the reality of so many orphaned children living on the streets, lacking shelter, food, education, and medical care. The thought of a child going to bed without a warm meal pierced through me. Gabriella, the wife of one of Adam's clients, took the stage. She shared how she and a group of women had launched a non-profit to help these children. With the auction's funds, they planned to provide education, healthcare, clothing, and hygiene products. It was a noble cause. I silently prayed they'd raise as much as possible. Sometimes I think the world's wealth is so wrongly distributed. Some have more than they could ever use, while others have nothing. When the introduction ended, servers brought out the 5-course meal. Vivian, now seated at our table, didn't take her eyes off Adam. I doubted she heard a word of the speech. She hadn't come to help the children, she came for something else. I sighed and rolled my eyes. After dinner, the auction began. The bids being thrown around were outrageous. Adam leaned close again. "Is there anything you like from the auction?" "Forget it. Everything's too expensive. I wish I could help, but what do you like? I'll get it for you." "Adam, are you crazy? They're talking millions." "I wouldn't offer if I couldn't afford it, Emma. This is why we're here." "Fine. That necklace." I pointed to a dazzling emerald and diamond necklace on display. Adam raised his hand and started bidding. The price climbed higher and higher. I felt sick with nerves. "Stop, Adam. We can get us something else. That necklace is too expensive." He ignored me calmly, raised his hand again, and pressed a soft kiss to my lips. "I never lose." Relief flooded me when the auctioneer announced the necklace was his. He really did never lose. As music filled the room, couples drifted to the dance floor. I excused myself to the bathroom. Alone, I washed my hands, trying to clear my head. The door creaked open. Vivian walked in. I ignored her and reached for a towel. "I have a question for you," she said. "Of course. Do you think your marriage will last?" I blinked, needing a moment to process. "I don't understand the nature of your question. I'll keep it simple. Leave him before he leaves you." "Adam loves me. He always has. Our lives and careers took us in different directions. He married Amy. When she died, I was married. But now I'm divorced, and the only thing standing between, as she emphasized the word while gently rubbing her flat stomach, is you." "You're pregnant?" "Yes, with his baby." "That's a lie. We've only been here for a few days. How did he—" "Don't be naive. I've been flying in and out to see him for months while he was married to you. Either you leave with dignity, or he'll do it for you. Sooner or later. Consider yourself warned." She stormed out,
and for a moment I stood frozen. Tears clouded my eyes, distorting my reflection in the mirror. My heart cracked. Adam, about to have a baby. With someone else. What was I thinking? That he'd fall for me. That he'd change. I composed myself and walked out. The nausea hit again when I saw him dancing with her Vivian in his arms, laughing, whispering. My heart broke a little more every second. I didn't want this. I couldn't be in the middle of them. I wouldn't be the woman who kept a father away from his child, but I couldn't survive hearing it from his lips. The best thing to do was walk away on my terms. I wasn't needed here. I slipped out into the garden, craving fresh air. Looks like we're two people who hate loud music and the smell of alcohol, a voice said beside me. I turned to find a handsome stranger. His eyes were deep blue, his hair dirty blonde. He looked kind. It is suffocating in there, isn't it? Nice to meet you. I'm Paul Lewis. He extended a hand. Emma. Just Emma, he asked playfully. Just hearing my name made me think of Adam. Ugh, I hated him. Just Emma. You have something in your hair. Paul reached toward me, but his hand never made it. Another hand caught his wrist midair. I turned, and there he was. Adam! His eyes dark, his jaw tense. Fury radiated from him. Emma's POV. Stay away from my wife. I could almost see fire shooting from Adam's eyes. What the hell is your problem? I yelled at him, completely thrown by his behavior. This man had to be bipolar. How dare he be so rude to a stranger who had been nothing but kind to me? Without a word, Adam grabbed my arm and started dragging me away. I struggled to keep up with his long, furious strides, begging him to let go, but I doubted he even heard me. His focus was on getting out of there as fast as possible. Somewhere on the way to the exit, Vivian appeared in front of us, blocking our path. There you are. I was looking for you, sweetheart, she said, arms open. Adam brushed past her without a word, never loosening his grip on my arm. She called after him, her voice growing sharper with each repetition of his name, but he didn't flinch. I turned my head to catch her glare. If looks could kill, I'd be 6 feet under. I wanted to shout back at her. You want this monster of a man? Take him. I don't want him. The ride back to the hotel was wrapped in silence. Adam's hands were clenched, his knuckles ghost white. The tension inside the limo was suffocating. I rolled my eyes and turned to look out the window, wishing the ride would end already. When the elevator doors finally opened, I made a quick attempt to reach my room first and shut the door in his face. But before I could take a single step, he grabbed my arm again and pulled me past my door, dragging me down the hall. I realized then he was taking me to his room, over my dead body. Let go of me! I yelled. You're an ass, and I hate you. He didn't respond, just opened his door, pulled me inside, and finally let go. I stumbled onto the bed, breathless and furious. You're mine, he said. You're an asshole. I snapped back. My blood was boiling. What did he think I was, some piece of furniture he could just move around? What were you doing with that guy alone? What did you expect me to do? Sit back and watch you dance the night away with your lover? My lover? What lover? I know, Adam. You don't have to keep pretending. Just let me go. Divorce me so you can finally be with her. I'm so tired of pretending to be someone I'm not. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're disgusting. I know about the baby. Are you going to deny that too? I waited for it, the truth, the confirmation, the end of this ridiculous farce. But he just stared at me. What baby, Emma? You're not making any sense. What kind of man denies his own child? Stop lying to me. I'm nobody to you. I get it. But don't insult me with more lies. I'm so tired. It's like I'm burning alive.
Tears spilled down my cheeks before I could stop them. And that's when his expression softened. He sat beside me on the bed, brushing a tear away, his fingers gentle on my skin.
Tell me what's bothering you, and I'll make it go away.
You can't fix this, I whispered. No one can. I stood up, desperate to leave. I couldn't stay in that room, not with my heart shattering like glass. But as I reached the door, Adam stepped in front of me, pressing me gently but firmly against it, trapping me between his arms. Our eyes locked, and I had to look away. I hoped things between us were changing. But now, I knew they never would.
Tell me what's wrong,
he said, his voice quieter now.
I stayed silent, my eyes locked on the floor.
I wouldn't play his game.
Emma, look at me, he demanded, his grip tightening on my arms. Frustrated. Just like me.
And then I don't know what came over me. I slapped him. Once. Twice.
Adam grabbed my wrists and pinned them gently against the door, stopping me from lashing out again.
He leaned in close, his breath warm against my ear.
Tell me.
Just those 2 words sent shivers down my spine. I hated how weak he could make me feel with nothing but his presence.
You want the truth?
Fine. I know about Vivian. She told me everything. You've been waiting to be with her and now she's pregnant. I don't want to be in the middle of this. You don't want me. Just divorce me and go be happy with her. I don't care what you do, just let me go.
If Vivian's pregnant, it's not by me. Don't you dare lie again. Be a man and take responsibility. Emma, he said calmly, I can't have gotten her pregnant. I haven't even touched her. I haven't seen her in a year.
I blinked. She said she's been visiting you since her divorce, and you believed her. I didn't answer.
Adam stepped back, giving me space.
Emma, think. If I were with her, why would I bring you out of this gala? Why would I spend every minute here in Brazil with you?
If she and I were in love, I wouldn't waste a second playing house with someone else. She's lying.
Damn it. He had a point, and he knew it. I could see it in the smug little smirk that tugged at the corner of his lips. He knew he'd won this argument, and I hated it.
I couldn't give him the full victory.
I crossed my arms and said in the most indifferent tone I could muster,
Not that I care what you do with your life. Now let go of me.
Clearly you do. You slapped me 3 times.
I did not, I said, feigning confidence.
Just say it.
Twice I mumbled, pushing him away.
His brows furrowed. What?
I slapped you twice.
He stalked toward me, something dark in his eyes. Not a man, but a predator. I took a step back, but it wasn't enough. His arm wrapped around my waist and yanked me close. My hands pressed against his chest, and I could feel his heartbeat thundering beneath my palms.
You slapped me 3 times, he growled.
And you'll be punished for that.
What are you going to do?
I whispered. My breath caught in my throat. I couldn't tell if it was fear or something else entirely. You'll see when the time comes, my sweet Emma.
Why are you keeping me here?
I asked, my voice cracking.
I'm not pretty. I'm not bold.
I don't even make a good wife. He grabbed my hand and led me to the mirror. Standing behind me, he wrapped his arm around my waist and pulled me against his chest. Then he brushed my hair to one side, exposing my neck, his fingers trailing lightly down my arm.
Look at yourself, Emma. You're not pretty, you're beautiful. You don't need makeup or jewelry to prove it. You're effortlessly sexy.
And this body, his grip tightened slightly. This body can drive any man insane. Too bad it only belongs to me. My breathing was erratic. I was falling apart from the inside out.
Please, stop,
I whispered. Don't ever say you're not enough. Don't ever compare yourself to other women. They don't even come close.
Enough, I murmured. I want you to sleep here tonight, next to me.